Good morning, class. My name is Justin Taylor. You're here at Firestorm Free Running and Acrobutics. And today we are working on our White Rank introductory trampoline tutorial. Today we are going to expand on what we learned last week. Last week we learned about how to keep ourselves in the center of the trampoline, how to bounce correctly with good body position, protect ourselves, and begin building power with control. As always, power without control is just a more intense way to slam your face into your tramp wall or go flying off your trampoline if you have a raised trampoline in the backyard. Either way, no good unless you want to go onto whatever the new version of America's Funniest Home Videos is. Probably a World Star! What do you think? Is that good? Did I do that right?
You're too old, man.
Just World Star! Just like that. Okay, good. I'm alive, I'm awake, I'm ready to do things. Let's continue. Today, we are gonna be working on body position. So when you begin your stuff on trampoline, you wanna learn how to bounce. As you're bouncing, you want to start learning how to manipulate your body shape in the air. Why? Because once you start doing flips, you're gonna be in weird body shapes. And if you're doing that plus a flip and you suddenly get lost, you need to know how to come out of whatever shape you are in to land in a way that will not cause the trampoline to rebound up and snap you in half like a dry, old, rusty twig. Don't ask how twigs get rusty. I just tried to say too many words at one time. But regardless, we're gonna go over shapes. As we continue on through these tutorials, we're gonna be getting into our spins and then different body positions as we hit the bed of the trampoline. But for now, we're gonna focus on the same jumps we did last week with 3 different primary body positions while we're in the air. We're gonna be going over our tuck position, our straddle position, and our pike position. Okay? So let's begin. Just like last time, we're gonna keep our feet nearly shoulder width apart as we bounce, keeping our chest up, squeezing them booty cheeks together. If you guys remember from our past tutorials, you want to make change. If I stuck a dollar bill between your butt cheeks, well, that would be weird. But assuming it wasn't weird and it was a thing that happened, I want you to squeeze them butt cheeks so hard together, 4 quarters pop out. You are going to make change. You're gonna squeeze your tummy tight, and as we start our jumps, you can, as you feel more advanced, bring those arm circles in. We learned last week to build power. For right now though, we're more focused on actually having our body position in the air, so we don't need lots of power. So feel free to leave the arm swings out for the time being. What we're gonna start with is our tuck position. From here, I like to tell people we're gonna make a basket. Yeah, I got a beautiful little basket, but it's empty. I want to feel it full of something. What do I want to fill it full of? Knees. So every time we jump, as I leave the ground, I'm gonna pull my knees up into my basket. Now, normally, like we talked about before, when we land, our feet are roughly shoulder width apart, which can make it kind of hard to then bring your legs together for your tuck and come apart. You have 2 choices. If this is easy for you, since we're not building lots of power, bring the feet together. Try to keep your knees together the entire time for some nice gymnastics form. Don't forget to point those toes at the ground. Or keep your feet shoulder width right here and keep your knees there the entire time. What I really care about while you do this is the fact that we are keeping our chest up and our chin up as we bring the knees up. You'll notice it's almost like I'm sitting in a chair, okay? What I don't want to see is kick my butt and then lift the knee. That's just gonna make you, which as always is gonna look kind of hilarious and funny and weird, and don't do that, please. Just what I want you to do is pretend that there is a string tied to your knee. For whatever reason, you went in for a belly button piercing. What do? They put it on your kneecap. Why? I don't know, it's just part of the story right here, right? But I want you to pretend there is a string tied to that ring, and whenever you do your tuck, it's like somebody pulls it up. They don't pull your heel to your butt and then the knee up. It's a straight boop up in front of you, and this leg dangles straight down, pointing our toes at the ground. All right, this one is very important. If, as I jump, I kick myself in the butt first, you can see I'm wiggling all over the place. I've already moved back about 1.5 feet. I just want to be pulling the knees to my chest as my chest stays up. What I also don't want to see is coming down to tuck, and then we go flying into the wall, which I'm sure you guys would appreciate watching, but I would not appreciate doing because, you know, unlike Coach Garrett, I enjoy having a nose. That's an inside joke for anybody who goes here and knows Coach Garrett, because he doesn't have a nose.
Where is his nose? Oh God. Nobody knows.
All right. After we've worked on our tuck jumps, we've got 2 more left. We've got our straddle jumps. Now, there's 2 various types of straddle jumps. There's the straddle jump and the toe touch. They kind of get used interchangeably, but they are 2 different skills. So in a straddle jump, same idea. What I'd like to tell people is get rid of your arm swings right now. Put your hands on your hips. When I do this, you will notice my chest is up, my hands are to the side. I don't want to see any of this round stuff. This is going to put all the strain I can already feel on this tiny bounce going right through every vertebrae in my spine. Not cool. Chest up, shoulders back, elbows out to the sides. What I'm going to do is every time that I bounce, I'm going to bring my legs out to the sides of my body as far as I can without bending my legs. What I don't want to see is, a very common one is people rotate their hip and lift the knee. You'll notice now, this leg is not coming straight out. Look at this red line right here, and look where my leg is. It's over this direction. It is diagonally in front of me. We want for right now, for a real straddle, we want our feet directly to the side, making that straight line from foot to foot without any type of acute angle being built in there. So when I do this, my knees are gonna stay pointed forward just like they are now, and my feet are just gonna go straight to the sides. Make it a little more difficult by trying to get your feet together and touching every time before they hit the trampoline, and then to the sides. Make sure to point your toes or you're gonna lose 2 tenths. Ha 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 ha, gymnastics joke. All right. Again, while we do this, we want those totally straight legs. So if you can only do this much, this is fine. Get used to it before you start trying to go out here way to the sides. Now, unless you've been doing gymnastics for a very long time or martial arts or something else that really has an intense stretching regiment that will get you your splits, most likely pushing to the sides, you are not going to go very far out. You'll probably hit maybe 45-degree angles on both sides if you're lucky. So that's going to take us to our slightly more advanced version of this called our toe touch. Now, unlike the side to side right here, where I'm going basically in a straight line from foot to foot, we're going to be sitting back in what's called a straddle. You guys may be used to this one. But notice, although they're in an inward angle right here, they are all the way up to horizontal with my body. And from here, I can point my toes, lean forward, and try to touch my toes. So what we're gonna do is the exact same thing, but as we jump, we are going to rotate our hips this time. Our feet are gonna come up. My knees are gonna turn from forward to up, just like my toes. They're gonna come at a 45-ish degree angle in front of me. I'm gonna try to bring them up to horizontal, and for funsies, I'm gonna try to lean just a little bit forward. Boop. Touch my toes, bring my chest back up as my legs go down. Now here's the thing. We want a balance between our upper body and our lower body. So I'm gonna go right here so you guys can kind of see. As my legs come up, I can't quite reach them with my fingers. You can see that I can't quite touch my toes. So what's gonna happen is as my legs come up, my chest is gonna dip just a little touch. As my legs go down, my chest comes back up. They must be at the same time. They're opposite ends from top to bottom, coming together, touching, and then coming apart at the same time. If the timing is not the same, if your legs go down and then your hands go down instead of up at the same time, you have a little bit of a faceplant issue. So what I'd like to see is this. We're gonna start for this one with our arms up. My feet are bouncing together, and every time I'm gonna bring the toes up. You'll notice there's a little lean forward in my body, so you guys can see here. The timing is very important. Watch what happens if I do the exact same thing, but I do not pull my chest up as my legs go down. I go here. This is my favorite part, is demonstrating what not to do, because every time I almost slam my face into a wall. Don't do that thing. Don't slam your face in the wall. It's no good. So again, same thing. Legs come up, chest goes down, touch, legs go down, chest comes up, squeezing the butt cheeks, squeezing the tummy, landing straight up and down on our feet, ready to go for the next one. If you see yourself starting to bounce all over the place, stop, come back to the center, restart, same skill, less power. Power without control is bad. You're gonna hear this in every tutorial, because I've seen enough people wreck themselves on trampoline by getting all this power and having no idea what to do with it. That power is gonna go somewhere, and it's usually you into an object. All right, from there, we're going to go on to our very last one, our pike. Our pike is the exact same thing as that toe touch, but with our feet together in front of us. I'm sure most of you have done a pike position while you're sitting. Come here, legs nice and straight together, point my toes, lean forward as far as I can, trying to touch my toes. Now for some people, you can't touch your toes. I know, very common. It's hard for people. They kind of round their back instead of bending at the waist. This one is something you have to work on flexibility-wise, all right? But you can start practicing this skill regardless, even if as far as you can reach forward is, you know, your shins, your knees, whatever. You should be able to reach past your knees, because I'm straight up and down and I'm just resting my hands on my knees. But I understand most people can't quite make it to the ankle, so you're gonna reach forward as far as you can. Again, these ones are same time. As my feet come up, my hands go down, they touch in the middle, they open back up and land straight up and down. So when I do this, try not to just lift your legs. You have to snap kick your legs up, okay? At the same time, my hands reach forward. As soon as they clap each other, open back up. Here I am, my arms start up for this one. I'm gonna bring the feet up, touch the toes and come back down. Notice it's near horizontal. See that one? I tried to lift my feet a little higher. If my feet come up above horizontal, so my feet come up above 90 degrees and my hands come down less, what will generally happen is this. And I'll go flying backwards. I'm gonna turn around for this one to demonstrate. What happens, and is the most common one during this, is because people sit all day long, your hip flexors shorten. When your hip flexors shorten, you can't bring that leg all the way up, so instead it's somewhere around here. A lot of people then reach their hands down. What happens is even as you try to bring your chest up, you don't get all the way up and you're gonna go flying forward instead of backwards. It generally looks a little like this. We go here, and we go, yeah! Ah! Shoulder-ish roll. So, we want to be meeting in the middle. Now again, if you have the flexibility issues that cause either one of those to happen, you're probably not gonna be able to meet in the middle. It's generally not the problem. So, what I wanna see then is as high as you can lift your legs, that's as far down as you can reach your hands. They don't have to touch in the middle. So if I can only go this much, that's what I'm going for. Here, and back up. Our goal, of course, is right there in the middle, but you gotta build up to that because this is the hardest one flexibility-wise to be able to do. Take your time, practice all three skills. Your tucks, both versions of your straddle and your toe touch, as well as your pike. Being able to get into these positions and out of these positions while flying through the air and controlling all these power is essential when you want to start doing big flips and spins and stuff, okay? You're gonna go flying through the air. You need that aerial awareness, not only of knowing where you are in the air, but what position your body's in and how to get out of that position to land on your feet in a position that is safe and won't send you flying. You saw how far I went flying on this thing? Probably about 12 feet by the time I finished my roll and stuff over there. Imagine if I had done that into this wall, okay? That would have really sucked, and I wasn't even bouncing very high. When I do big trampoline shows, we have anywhere from a 10-foot to a 15-foot high wall that we're jumping off of and bouncing. If I redirect that energy in the wrong direction, I'm gonna break something. I don't want that stuff to happen to you guys, so when we do this stuff, take your time, practice these basics so you have that awareness of where you are in the air and you can keep yourself safe, then go on to building power. Always better to start small and build up, that way you don't break yourself along the path to awesome sauceness. Awesome sauceness. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds good. I like that. It's the applesauce of champions. All right, beautiful people. This has been our second white rank, not parkour as we learned last week because I can't speak the English. This has been our white rank introductory trampoline tutorial on our tuck, straddle, toe touch, and pike. Check in next week and we're gonna start breaking down our bouncing on the bed in different positions skill instead of up in the air. I love your beautiful faces. Like, comment, subscribe, share. I don't know why I always do this, like we're gonna have the floaty things since they don't, I think, have the floaty things anymore. This just makes me feel cool, like Philip DeFranco when he does it, because I like it and it makes me feel special. Okay, bye-bye. What will generally happen is this.